Hey, everybody. Let everyone get in here, start a little early so we can go over our bundle and talk about all the fun things we're going to do today. Let everyone get in and get settled, get their notifications, all that fun stuff. I hope you're all doing lovely tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about SVGs. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cosmo Glaze and the Shimmer Mists. Hi, Karen. So nice to see you today. I hope you're doing well. We might have a little background noise for a little bit here. The sun is still out. My neighbors are getting a new roof. And I would have thought by 8 o'clock tonight they would have been wrapping it up, but they don't appear to be. So we might have a little background machinery roofing noise behind us, but we should be okay. Oh, thank you, hon. I hope you're well too. Okay, so tonight we have a bundle. I'm going to go through the bundle. It includes lots of new products, and we're going to talk about SVG files. We're going to talk about Cosmo Glaze. We're going to talk about the new Shimmer Mist products. So it's going to be fun. Hi, Luann. So nice to see you. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're doing better, Karen. Okay, tonight's bundle. We have Not Your Mama's Cardstock, the brand new Mermaid Friends, which I am telling you, this paper pad gives me all of the SpongeBob SquarePants vibes, like all of them. Whenever I look through here, I just start humming Who Lives in a Pineapple Under the Sea, and it's so fun. I love it. So we have that Mermaid Friends collection. We have the Mermazing stamp set, and included in tonight's bundle with the stamp set is the SVG files, and we're going to talk a little bit about SVG files and using them and fun stuff like that. We have some Cosmic Glaze in Seashell Whisper. And we have some brand new Shimmer Mist. I chose the Seafoam Chill color to use tonight. If you order this bundle, if you order it tonight, tomorrow, or Wednesday, you will receive a free Detail Raven ink in your order. So free Raven ink, cannot go wrong with a free Raven ink because that's amazing. So that's a little freebie that you're getting. The bundle tonight is not, it's $50 and some change, and then you get the free Raven detail ink. So that's our bundle for tonight. Let's talk a little bit about Shimmer Mists and SVG files. So for those of you who maybe haven't shopped at British Monroe or haven't checked out their site recently, last month's release and this month's release, there are no coordinating dies, right? So there are no coordinating metal dies to go with the stamp sets. Instead of a coordinating metal die for 99 cents, you can buy the cut files, which are SVGs. That does mean you do need to have a cutting machine. I have a Cricut Joy Extra, and it makes using the SVGs super simple. So all I did was I took the SVGs and the Not Your Mama's cardstock, opened the SVGs up in Design Space, did not touch them. Do not resize them. Do not mess with them. Open them up. They're going to pop right up on your canvas exactly where they need to be and at the exact size they need to be. And just leave them alone. And then hit your make button, hit your go button, and cut. And what you get are lots of these little blanks. Now, I have no desire to get my Cricut Joy out every time I want to cut something, one thing, right? So what I did was I cut a bunch of the blanks, lots of them. So I think I cut 3 or 4 of each of the cut file. I cut them in 2 different papers. So I cut some in the Not Your Mama's cardstock, and then I cut some with the paper that I like to use for coloring. And I put them into 2 separate pieces. And then I can tuck these little things, these little cut pieces, right into the back of my stamp. And whenever I want to use this stamp set, I have the blanks in 2 different kinds of paper that I can choose which one I want to stamp with. Oh, is it very hot in Florida? It is not super hot here, but I kind of wish it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find one of the blanks for the mermaid, because we need one of those. And I am going to grab one of the blanks that is the mermaid, the sentiment. And actually, I need 2 of these, so I'm going to swipe one from this little bag too. So there we go. There we have 2 now. Sandy says she keeps her cut negatives in the package too. Yeah, I just find it really easy, right? Like, this is the easiest way to do it. You have that SVG, that cut file, and you're going to cut it. It's going to cut all of the shapes that are on the stamp set. And you might as well just cut it more than once. Cut it 2-3 times. So you have lots of these little blank images that you can use, and then you can bring them over and do this. So this one, which is the mermaid, I'm going to place that one over here, and I'm going to take one of the ones for the sentiment that comes in that stamp set, and I'm going to put that one over here. And then all you have to do is attach your little blank to your sticky mat, the inside of your Misty, and then you can line up your stamp. So it's sort of like die cutting a little bit in reverse, right? So it's almost like we have our die cut first, and then we're going to add the stamp instead of adding the stamp and then adding the die cut, which I know is kind of like the usual way that you do it. Hi, Penny. So nice to see you today. So I'm just going to kind of push this around a little bit, get this the best I can. And again, this is exactly like when you take a metal die and you're trying to fit it right over your stamped piece and you want it to have even edges all around. Sometimes you just got to get your head down in there, which I know I'm getting my fuzzy head down in there now. Sometimes you just got to get your fuzzy head down in there and just get it lined up perfectly. And you know I'm going to do all this, and then is it going to be lined up perfectly? Well, no, not any more than it is when you die cut it, right? Hi, Kelly. Okay. So we are going to use the Raven ink tonight. And don't forget that that is the freebie. You can get a free ink pad of Raven ink. So go ahead and give this a nice. And then I'm going to silently, everybody, like, just take a minute and hope that this will just stamp nicely. It'll stay all straight. And it is a little off to the left. It always is, unfortunately. If it's not crooked, I didn't make it, but it's all right. See, even getting down there, I did get it mostly good, mostly together. Okay, so, and actually, when you consider knowing what I know about what we're going to do next, this is going to work perfectly. So I'm going to stamp this a couple times so I have a really nice, crisp stamp. And then we have our sentiment for our card tonight. Now, the reason we are doing the sentiment first tonight with these blanks is because I am going to use the shimmer mist on them, and I want to give the shimmer mist time to dry. So we're going to do our shimmer mist first, then we're going to work with the Cosmo Glaze this evening. So I know she's a Bruce Monroe customer, and I know that she follows me everywhere. Amanda, shout out to Amanda. She has asked me how different ways we can use the mist that isn't splattering them, right? So, and I thought that was a really, really interesting kind of question. Just a second. I just want a little bit of a sheet of printer paper here to put these on for easy cleanup and easy drying. So Amanda asked me if I could show a couple of ways to use the shimmer mist that isn't splatter. So we're going to do that. Oh, Penny, we definitely 100% are going to need your magic words. We're definitely going to need some through the magic of TV. But since I had two different mediums, I figured this one dries the fastest. So we're going to use this one live. And then we're going to use, when I go start working with the Cosmo Glaze, we're going to need some magic of TV. Okay, so I never shake your shimmer mist. It will clog your sprayer. Always just gently go like this. And then I'm going to spray these two pieces. These are the two pieces I cut with the cut file. We're going to let those right there. And then the one where we have the sentiment on, we're going to splatter just a little bit over that sentiment. And then we're going to set these two off to dry. Hi, Ellen. And by the time we come back to that little piece, we should be fairly dry and pretty ready to go. Okay. So the next thing we are going to go ahead and work with so that's my little information about shimmer mist, the new shimmer mist, and you'll see when it dries how gorgeous it is. Oh my gosh. These new shimmer mists, I ordered all of them and they are just fabulous. Absolutely love them. So another new product this month is the Cosmo Glaze. And this stuff is fun. Okay, so it is chunky. Like it is a chunky monkey product. So it's paste. Get this up here close so you can kind of see. So it's like the chroma glaze or the chroma paste, but then it's got all this chunky stuff in it. Right? So it's got like glitter and it's got big hunks of like confetti in it. super, super fun. And what I have found with the two colors that are new is that it is lighter. So it's a lighter color when you put it onto your project. And as it dries, it darkens up a little bit. So probably good to know in case you're trying to color match it. I would definitely swatch it because it has this like light coloring to it, but then when it's finished, it's darker, like brighter. Sandy says, I used stamp paste on the coral stencil this weekend. Yay! Sprayed shimmer mist on my palette, then painted it on top of the sand paste for shimmer. Oh, Sandy, that sounds lovely. Okay, so because this is chunky, right? It isn't going to work on real intricate stencils. So you're going to have to think a little bit when you use it. It won't go through just any stencil. You're going to have to find or use a chunky stencil, which is in the shop. There's a whole set of stencils that are called chunky stencils that would work perfectly for this. Or another stencil from the that has a big opening. So later on this month, I'm going to use the jellyfish stencil. And I'm going to use just the top, the little bubble part of the jellyfish. We're going to stencil with the Cosmic Glaze. For today, I have die cut from the Not Your Mama's cardstock, and you need the Not Your Mama's cardstock for this. You need a thick, thick, thick white cardstock. I've cut a little circle, and I am going to coat this circle with a layer of the Cosmic Glaze, and then we're going to use this as a base for our card. So sorry if I went on a little bit of a Cosmic Glaze tangent there. Didn't really mean to. Started talking, couldn't stop. It happens. So I'm going to frost this circle like a cookie. And just this will take a long time to dry. I have one already dried over here. And you don't have to put this on thick. But because of all of the big chunky stuff in it, it's kind of hard to do it in a way that gives you like something that's really that's like a really smooth and even layer. So you want to do a layer that is on the thin side. It'll dry a little bit faster that way, but then just know you've got all these little chunks you're dealing with. And you can see they kind of fling out around the sides. Every so often you kind of have to go around the edge of your little cookie. That's what I'm calling it, a little cookie. But you don't need a lot. You just need as thin as you can kind of get it where you don't see the white cardstock underneath, but you still don't have to wait a week for it to dry. I hope that makes sense. So take your time. And because this is so chunky, you can kind of just push the little glittery pieces and put them where you want them. And this is going to wrinkle up while it's on my fingers, but after it is dry, you could actually watch it. It was sitting on my windowsill. And as it dried, you could quite literally watch it go from being like wanting to warp up to being flat as the medium dried on top of it. So, yeah. If you have any questions about anything I'm doing while I do this, just pop them in the comment section. So, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put this off on the windowsill to dry. And then, ready? It's time for the magic words, Penny. By the magic of TV, I have one here, all dried. Now, through the magic of television, yep. So if you take a peek at this, you can see how different it looks. Let me grab the wet one so you can see the difference. So one of the things you'll kind of notice right away is that it kind of shrinks up, right? So here it looks real pasty. It looks, I'm sure that's a word. It looks real pasty, but when it dries, you really get that glitter. Suddenly you see all of the glitter and all of the confetti and all of that color, and the purple kind of gets darker and deeper, and it almost like shrinks up, and it makes that glittery gorgeousness come front and center. So pretty. I love it. And it's completely different. There is nothing else quite like these chunky glitters. I've never seen any other uh, a company that makes quite the same kind of like this beautiful chunky glitter. I love it. So much fun. And it it gives you texture, right? But it's not thick. So if I turn it this way, you can see like it's nice. It's not like it's dimensional where it's like, you're afraid to mail it because it's nice and because it's not thick. So yeah, this stuff is really fabulous. So pretty. Hi, Nikki. So our little, that is me waxing poetic about Cosmo Glaze because it's fairly fabulous. And then I have these two elements from the stamp set. So I cut these with the cut files, stamped them, colored them up. And I made the Little Mermaid a redhead. Well, pink, but actually I wish my hair was this color, but it's not. Okay. So we can go through all these papers and I can show you this. And feel free while you're at home, feel free to hum the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song while I flip through these papers. You won't be able to help yourself. It's so appropriate. Nikki, what do you want the brand of? I'm not sure. I need more info. Okay, Mermaid Friends. So we have these drinks, and these are on the stamp set too. Where's my little stamp set? Here it is. So these little, you can see the little drinks that are on the stamp set and popsicles. So this one has the little coconut, the tropical drinks, and then the backside is the flamingos. Here's the little mermaid image that we colored up today, but we're going to use a crown and the little jellyfish. And then the back is like all shades of green and blue. Little surfboards. And we have some turtles wearing crowns and also some seashells. Oh, suggested. Good. Yes, correct. Thank you for your help. That was the word I was looking for. Sunshine. And then the back, we have some popsicles and candy and cute little pineapples. We have the seashells in the bottles and then the dolphins on the other side. We already saw this one. I think the one we're missing is this one. Yep, because this is the one we're going to use. So this one has the tropical monstera leaves and some hibiscus flowers and corals and hearts. And then the back is this little sandcastle pattern. And that's the one that I am going to use today. It's the little sandcastle pattern. So tell me I'm wrong that this does not look like an episode of this paper pad doesn't look like an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Maybe it's just because I have kids that age. And when SpongeBob had his heyday, and boy, I watched a lot of SpongeBob back in the day. Okay, so I am going to cut this at 4. This paper is cute, Amanda. So, so cute. There's Amanda. That's the Amanda that asked about spraying things. Did you see, Amanda, when I sprayed the shimmer mist? We're going to come back to that in a little bit. This is 4 by 5.25. Your name, Amanda, sticks in my head because my sister is named Amanda, and she and I are very, very close. So let's grab a little bone folder. Oh, yes, I did. I sprayed the shimmer mist. We're going to use it. The pieces I sprayed are over here to my left drying, but I'll pull them out. I'll come back to them in just a second, in a little bit. So when we get to those, you'll have to see how I used it, because I took the cut files for my stamped images and I cut them, and then I took 2 of them and I sprayed them with the seafoam shimmer mist. And we're going to use them in a unique way now. My glue press. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Are we good, everyone? It said I lost my connection, so I waited a minute until it said I had it back again. It's not super pixelated. Hi, Jamie. Happy Monday to you, too. Okay. So I'm just going to grab my glue press here, and we can start going ahead and adding some of the different elements onto our card. I really like a nice white card base border. I tend to do that over and over again. I really like it. I like it when it just has that nice little ridge around the middle. And then you can take different elements and you can make them go off the edge, which I think is just really fun and cool. So we're going to take, I'm calling this a cookie. That's what I'm calling it. It's our Cosmic Glaze cookie. So I'm going to take our Cosmic Glaze cookie and I'm going to nestle it into the lower left-hand corner of my card. Good. Oh, yes, Sandy, I did get a glue press. Finally. I know you guys have been telling me how amazing it is. I got mine the beginning of May when I was out of town because I was able to grab one without having to pay shipping or anything. They were just right in stock in the little store I was at, and that made it completely worth it. Oh, Nikki, my family, we are going to Knoebels June 28th. I have our tickets. I have our plans. We are going. So I put my little circle right here over in the left-hand corner, and you saw I could cut right through that glaze. Didn't even, totally fine. So we'll let our glue kind of dry here, and I'm going to go and grab our little shimmer elements. Yes, it told me it was reconnecting, so I just waited a little bit to make sure it came back. Okay. So these are the little ones. Now I'm going to block this one off a little bit. It ended up with a bit of a a little puddle. We don't need a puddle, especially not for what we're going to be doing tonight. So we'll just blot some of that off. Yeah, Sandy, I think that's going to happen for sure because I am in love with this. I think it's amazing. Okay, so the idea behind this, first of all, look at the shimmer. Like, so much shimmer. Let me see if I can catch the light. Not sure if I can or not. You might just have to trust me, but it's really, really gorgeous and shimmery. So the idea and what we're going to do is we have our stamped image. Then we have the one that I cut from the SVG and sprayed with the shimmer mist. And we're going to create a drop shadow, for lack of a better word. So we're not going to, we're going to kind of put it kind of offset. Same with the sentiment. And that's why I said it really didn't, it was okay that it was a little bit off when I stamped it because we're going to do a little bit of a drop shadow. So we took the blank that I created with the SVG, sprayed it with the shimmer mist so it has that shimmery look. And then we're going to put the stamped image over top, but we're going to bump it off to the side a little bit. Jamie asks, what machine do you use for SVGs? Jamie, I have a Cricut Joy Extra. So it's not, I don't like big machines. Before I had my Cricut Joy Extra, I had a Silhouette, like an original one, because all of the other ones that came out after it were ones that had too many bells and whistles. I don't want anything that does anything but cut paper. So when Cricut came out with the Joy Extra, which is 8.5 by 11, I was like, that works. That's the perfect size. I can do that. And I guess you can buy extra things for it to cut other things, but honestly, I just wanted something to cut paper. I have no interest whatsoever in cutting anything else. So there's our little mermaid, and you see the little drop shadow. Isn't that cute? Like, it just gives it a little bit of color, a little bit of something behind it. And we can put that up here. So that is something you can do with the sprays. And you could do this, say you were doing, for those of you that scrapbook, you could do this with a title, like a word title, or your letter alphabet, your letter dies. Just cut one extra. Spray that one with shimmer mist or with the spray that you like, and then just put it a little bit off. So it just creates that little bit of a drop shadow on your project. So cute. And then I did her little her little tote bag too. So we're just going to glue this down. This went way quicker than I thought that it would. So if you have any questions, we're going to finish up a little bit early tonight. If you have any questions, if you want me to stamp any more of the stamps from the stamp set, we can just, ad lib a little bit, freestyle it. We can do some more of, we can play with some more of that mermaid paper. I need to go back to the shimmer. Okay. Do you want me to grab the rest of my shimmer mist? Yeah, Sandy said she has one too. That's the other thing that's really cool about that one. I can cut everything from my phone. I love that. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to go back to that shimmer mist and show Amanda how I created those little drop shadows. Yep. Perfect. Okay. I will tell you, when you put these stamped pieces down on our little circle, put a lot of glue on the back and then put something heavy on top of it. I'm going to set it over here with an acrylic block on it to give it some weight because you need that glue to adhere to the glaze. And it can be a little bit tricky to get the glue to kind of like get the surface area right so that the glue sticks to your glaze and it dries nice. So I highly recommend a glue block. Okay, so here's the shimmer mist. And grab my little stamp container here. So this is the stamp set. It is the Mermazing stamp set. And British Monroe, the last two releases, they haven't done metal dies, right? They've been doing the SVG cut files. And I was talking about how I cut extras of the little blanks with the SVG. So I get the SVG and I cut it more than once. So I have all these kind of blank shapes that I can use. And then we stamped onto the blank shapes. But what I did was because I had cut all those extra blank shapes, I took a couple of them and I took the shimmer mist. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad you like that card. It is really cute. And I felt like I worked on it forever when I created it. I don't know why. Probably because just drying things and stuff. But I was like, oh, this is definitely going to take me an hour. In fact, we might go overtime because this took me a long time to like when I first designed it. But nope, we just went bloop, 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 and done. Okay. Anyway. And I said, make sure when you have your shimmer mist, make sure you roll it between your fingers. Don't shake it because that will clog the sprayer part. So then I just went ahead and sprayed pretty good because I want them to be pretty covered. I want those to be pretty, covered up. And then I just let them dry. And that gave us those shimmery pieces that we used then to create that drop shadow. Really easy way to get some extra color, extra shimmer. Use some of your sprays in a different way. And I really love the idea of doing like a title with a word with a drop shadow with the shimmer, or a title on a scrapbook page with some alphabet dies. I think that would look really cool. So we'll set this aside to dry, and then I have these for another project. And then everything. So that's our project for tonight. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything? Yes, Amanda, you can do that. It's a very easy. It's easy, but it's also impactful. right? Because it gives you that little pop of color in the background behind um, your card, and it's easy. Yeah, you can do it. I have faith in you. All right. Next week, we're going to do lots of heat embossing. I love, love, love the card project for next week. And it looks completely different from this week. So there we go. Here's tonight's project. Just make sure, don't forget, there is links in the description box that take you right to the bundle. They are affiliate links, which means if you use those links, I get a small commission, and Christopher at British Monroe knows that I sent you, which is very important, I think. Okay, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. We are done, and we're done early, and we don't have any questions. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but oh well. All right. I'll talk to you guys all again very soon. Good night.